Jurgen Klopp must ask new Liverpool transfer question with Roberto Firmino decision. Jurgen Klopp has a decision to make regarding the future of his attacking game. Roberto Firmino has always been recognized as quite a peculiar player at Liverpool. Almost from the moment he arrived at Anfield from Hoffenheim in 2015. He's been a rather difficult talent to comprehend to such an extent that even Brendan Rodgers struggled to grasp his skill set before his departure from the club. The former Liverpool boss deployed the Brazilian on the left wing, the right wing and as a no. Before he was dismissed in October of that year, just 2 months into life with Firmino at his disposal. Jurgen Klopp replaced Rodgers days later and quickly moved to form. A system around the South American attacker by allowing him to gradually displace Daniel Sturridge. Who simply wasn't available for selection often enough, as the team's central striking presence. Firmino clearly possessed valuable qualities and personified much of Klopp's footballing identity. But he fell short in 2 key areas: he didn't score very often, and he wasn't fast enough to pose a threat in behind. The German purchased solutions for Firmino's flaws in the transfer market by signing Sadio Mané in his first summer window. Followed by Mohamed Salah 12 months later, both of whom would combine to mask the weaknesses of the Brazilian international on the field. Those 2 pacey forwards would go on to score the large majority of Liverpool's goals, yet Firmino continued as the name on Klopp's lips. He regularly diverted attention towards him when asked questions about the success of Mane and Salah. And eventually began to demand a song for his services from the Kop. Six years have passed since Klopp's relationship with Firmino began to blossom. With the conversation now switching towards how to replace him rather than how to get the best out of him. The prospect of forging a newfound attack is curious, as despite the prosperity of the famous front three over the past few years, the Brazilian international was already at the club when Klopp arrived, which almost forced the 53-year-old into constructing a system around him. His underlying preference regarding a number 9 remains to be seen, with Robert Lewandowski. Who Klopp says is the best player he's coached, successfully leading his forward line at Borussia Dortmund before his inevitable sale to Bayern Munich. Klopp has proved his ability to formulate unique offensive approaches at different clubs according to the strengths and weaknesses of the players at his disposal. But for that reason, there's a degree of ambiguity surrounding what his future plans are for the number 9 shirt. Replacing Firmino with a like-for-like heir is an option which could be explored, but his oddity has already been established. And this season in particular has provided an example of what happens when those tasked with masking his flaws begin to struggle. Maine, who was one of the 2 introduced to compensate for Firmino's lack of scoring, has averaged a goal every 304 minutes in the Premier League this season, compared to every 153 minutes when the Reds became champions last year. There are players within Europe who vaguely meet the Firmino criteria, such as João Felix and Kai Havertz. But those types are becoming increasingly unattainable, and the cheaper versions, such as Takumi Minamino, face a fight to meet the required standard. Some strikers are strong in the air and like to feed up crosses, some like to stretch defenses by getting on the end of through balls. And some are well-rounded enough to shoulder the whole attack of their team. Some sides, such as Manchester City, barely even use an identifiable striker. Pep Guardiola has previously offered an insight into how attacks change according to which players are on the pitch, stating, "If you have strikers like Lewandowski and Thomas Muller, you have to make crosses because they are so strong in the box. For Sergio Aguero, we have to find other solutions. The way we finish the attack depends on the qualities of the players." Nobody yet knows which avenue Liverpool will choose to go down regarding how to finish moves in the future. But Klopp will hope that whoever is next to lead the line is able to produce even half of the long-term benefits that have been delivered by Firmino.